Want to say Shalom Block, Mash Paka. Want to say peace and blessings, family. Just taking a moment to talk about what you see on your screen, as far as the title of this video. Nigeria is going to send 5,500 Nigerian special forces to support Ukraine, in support of Ukraine. Let me say that again. Nigeria is going to send 5,500 soldiers to the Ukraine in support of what's going on over there. So I want to say Shalom Lak Mash Paka. I want to say peace and blessings to everyone as you come in. I want to say peace and blessings to Tiffany, Sister Tiffany. I want to say peace and blessings to you. Shalom to you. Really appreciate you. Let's say here, Yah son. I want to say peace and blessings to you, my brother. Appreciate your support. The life of, I can't read it from here. So if I don't get your name, forgive me. So let me say this again. Ukraine is going to get support from Nigeria. Nigeria is going to send 5,500 soldiers, special forces, to Ukraine to support Ukraine of what's going on over there with the whole conflict with Russia. Now, you guys already viewed the video, saw the video that I uploaded last week of how over 5,000 of our people, most of them from Nigeria, you had college students, many of them had disappeared literally. They were being shot at. They were being kicked off of trains. They were being treated in a very bad way, right? And now Ukraine is going to get support from Nigeria. Let me say that again. Let me say that one more time, so that way you guys can let this sink in. Ukraine, right? The officials, the government, treated our brothers and sisters that's over there so bad. Many of them got kicked off of the trains that was filled with Ukrainians fleeing the country. So many of our people were kicked off of those trains. Not many, they were kicked off all those trains, and they had to fend for themselves. They had to fend for themselves. Now, just this past week, I think in the past few days, Nigeria and some other countries got them out of there. But why is Nigeria supporting Ukraine, knowing how our own brothers and sisters, because truth be told, Nigeria, y'all have to understand, family, when you start understanding, for example, the Igbos and all, you have to understand Nigeria, right? So I'm not going to get into all of that, because some would think that, hey, you know what, that's not our people. No, our people went over there. Now, I'm not saying everyone was from Nigeria. Everyone, a person of color, is connected to us. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying that, yes, there were Nigerians there. There was other people there that is connected to our community. And even if they weren't, just knowing that there were Negroes and, people that look like us over there fending for themselves. Because, see, I don't like to use the term colored, because colored is a generic phrase, a generic word. Because anyone can say that they're colored, a person of color. An Asian person can say that they're a person of color. Someone from India can say that they're a person of color. You have different groups that can say that they are people of color. Because when you understand that term colored, many of our brothers and sisters during those hard times, even when we start dealing with the antebellum, many of them began to take on that label of being colored, right? The intellectuals, those that were educated, those that were doing good for themselves, they began to take on that term being colored versus being referred to as nigger, right? Or Negro, because they're part of the same group. The word, the word nigger, Negro comes from nigger, and we could go through negus, we could go to some of the Negrid, we could go through a number of other languages that use that word. But anyway, but I don't want to get sidetracked. But you guys saw the video, how the youth, these young people, were on camera pleading for help, sharing with you how they were being mistreated. And yet Nigeria is going to send 5,500 soldiers to the very place, the very group of people that literally left our people out to the dry, hung to dry. And now we're sending, when I say we, some of those from our community, our people, Nigeria is now going to send 5,500 soldiers to support a group of people that made it clear that they could care less about our community, our people. Made it clear it's all about self-preservation for them. Anyone outside of that, you're on your own. And that's literally what they did to our people out there. Said, you know what? Excuse me here. Sorry about that. That's phone ringing. But think about that, family. Let that marinate a little bit. This is where we start getting into what is called, as I taught over the weekend, you have Stockholm Syndrome. I actually started off with dealing with cognitive dissonance, which is contradictory behavior. That's what cognitive dissonance is, contradictory behavior. Then we dealt with Stockholm Syndrome. And Stockholm Syndrome is the victim protecting the perpetrator. Then we have what is called herd behavior or herd mentality, right? But these are the behaviors that we continue to demonstrate, which continue to confirm Genesis 28, when the Most High said he was going to smitten us with madness, grouping during the noonday, grouping as if we're, reaching for things as if we're blind, because mentally we are blind. That's that text describes Stockholm Syndrome. It describes cognitive dissonance. It describes herd behavior or herd mentality. It's a number of other conditions that describes our people and describe why we keep seeing the same old stuff over and over again. Nigeria could have sent some of their special forces to help some of our brothers and sisters out. Why did they send those special forces there to make sure that those people got out of there? Why didn't they do it, send the special forces out there to ensure the return of our people? How come they haven't, say, hey, we want to send some special forces out here to some of our communities out here, especially when we dealing with all the craziness with police officers killing our brothers and sisters in the streets. Now, I know they can't just send troops here without working out any type of agreements, but I'm just putting some stuff out there. So again, Nigeria sending 5,500 soldiers, special forces. I'm going to upload the video later on when I get home, so you can see the video. You can see it yourself. So again, help me make sense of this. See, this is when we really understand. If you really understand Deuteronomy 28:68, right? When The scripture says that our brothers and sisters will try to offer themselves. In other words, enter into agreements, right, with the very people, make agreements with the very people, right, that have hurt us, that have enslaved us, that have mocked us. Enter into agreements, hoping to circumvent what the judgment. It said that no man will what? Redeem us. No man will buy us. No contracts, agreements we enter in is going to help. And I did a thorough teaching on that, and I encourage you guys to go back and look at some of those videos when I dealt with Deuteronomy 28:68, giving you proper clarity to proving exactly what it means. So again, that's what it says. The text tells us that we're going to offer ourselves. We're going to try to enter into agreements to try to circumvent the judgment. And we're going to what? Lose. We're going to come on the short end. And that's, over history, over time, as we go back and look at history of our people, every time we entered into agreements, right, with the very people that have deceived us, the very people that have put us in this captivity, guess what? We have been deceived every time, right? When you understand the Talmud, even in the Talmud teach that the Jewish community as we know it, they can break their agreements with any other nation that's not connected to them, right? They can break their agreements. That's a fact. And I think I've shared some of that when I dealt with Zionism. But in the Talmud, they can literally enter an agreement with those that they refer to as Gentiles and then renege on their agreement and not be held accountable. Think about that. Let that marinate. They can renege on their agreement. Look at what happened to the Aboriginals that was here in this country. Look at how many agreements that was broken. Look at how many agreements that was broken with our people. Look at how many broken agreements, broken promises these politicians continue to make at every election cycle. But yet our people, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, we still, what do? Give them a get out of jail free card that we're going to just continue to put them in office. We're going to continue to rally behind the Democrats. 90% of our community rallying behind the Democrats. The very people that did not want you to be free. The very people that was on the flip side. See, the Democrats, their behavior and everything was the Republicans of their time. They didn't want us to have any type of voting rights. They wanted to keep us in slavery. That Bible Belt, those are Democrats. Right? And when you understand the Republican Party and you understand the Whig Party, how it began, but guess what? Still same bird, two feathers of the same bird. So again, why is Nigeria sending 5,500 soldiers to support Ukraine when Ukraine made it clear that they don't care about our people? They made it clear that you are on your own, Negroes. Find your own way. We're taking care of our own. That's what they sent that message out and made it loud and clear. And you don't hardly hear any of the media outlets talking about that. Why, family? Why? How come they're not talking about that? Family, we got to wake up, man. We are literally, we are sick as a people. We are sick. We are delusional. Why would we be helping the very people that just made it clear? I mean, you see the videos. I got other videos I'm gonna mesh together with that so you can see how our people were being treated. Shot at, kicked off the trains, told to go fend for themselves. Hardly no food to eat. No, just literally trying to figure out how they're gonna make it. And many of them have gone missing. See, that's the part they won't tell you about. Those that have gone missing. They're not going to talk about that, but they barely talk about even bring that up in any type of news outlets, the major news outlets, about our brothers and sisters being stranded out there and left hung to dry. But yet we still financing the delusion. We're still supporting the delusion. We're still making sacrifices for the delusion. We should not be there at all. You can put that 5,500 those 5,500 soldiers to better use to help solidify and fortify the country. Go to some of the other countries that are there that are connected to our community and help liberate them. Some of the things that's going on with the coups that are forming with some of these other some of the countries that's over there in Africa. Why not send those 5,500 troops to go help liberate some of our people in their own territories? Why do we feel the need to help the very people that made it clear that they don't care about us? It makes me think about Doc Rivers crying on television. Why do I love a country that don't love us back? That's because the scriptures make it clear in the consequences, the list of those consequences, that we were going to be delusional. We were going to be completely lost in our mind. We're going to be lost in our mind. We're going to be delusional. And that's what you see happening right now. Delusional. That's right. Haiti. Look what happened to Haiti. Look at what happened to Haiti. Look at how Haiti was treated and still being treated. All of them used during the time when Haiti got hit with that earthquake. They used Haiti to build up money, get people donating money. Wyclef is one of them. Made all kinds of money. He's doing all kinds of fundraisers. And most of the people in Haiti, our brothers and sisters, our Igbo and Limba and other communities that are out there, the Bambara, that are Israelites, did not get any of that money. The Clintons were out there. They had all kinds. They left our people hung high and dry. Hung high and dry. They left us hung high and dry to dry out. Family, they've been doing this over and over again to our community. And we continue to support the delusion. Family, we got to stop it, man. Nigeria, man, that is not a good move. That's not a good move. In my opinion, that's not a good move. We can do better than that. Nigeria, that's not a good move. Send those 5,500 people, those troops out to Haiti to help stabilize what's going on out there. Send those 5,500 soldiers out there because of the president out there being assassinated. Send them there. But Ukraine, let them fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. Makes me think about Godzilla and what's that? Godzilla and the very remake of Godzilla, the very first one. When the guy said, "Look, let them fight. Let those monsters fight. Let's get out of the middle of it. Let's stop trying to prevent that fight from taking place between them. Let them fight. Let those monsters fight." Because guess what? All of them had their hand in where we are today, of our people being where we are today. But yet, we're going to jump in the middle of their fight. Let them fight. Let them fight. And let us support what we need to support. That's each other. Let us become one like we should be. So, family, I'm going to upload the video so that way you guys can see. But I'm telling you, that's what the Deuteronomy 28:68 is saying, that we're going to enter into agreements, trying to circumvent the judgment because of our poor decisions. And the Most High said, no man is going to redeem us. No system of man is going to redeem us. We get confirmation with Isaiah chapter 30, 31, and 32. Israel decided that they were going to enter into an agreement with the Egyptians to circumvent the judgment that the Most High was bringing forth because of what they did and going against the Most High, and knew that the Syrians was coming for them. So instead of just going to the Most High, instead of doing that, they decided that they were going to make an agreement with the Egyptians, the very people that the Most High had to deliver them from, the very people that even in Ezekiel tells us that the Most High said he cut off the arms of Pharaoh. In other words, Pharaoh has no power. Egypt has no power, as the Most High promised. So Israel trying to make a pact with the Egyptians to try to circumvent the judgment, hoping that that's going to save them from the Syrians, which it did not work. Family, we continue to see this playbook. Truth be told, hey, many of us have entered into agreements not realizing the magnitude of the consequences, whether it's serving in the military, because I served in the military for 8 years. Well, guess what? I still had to deal with all kinds of racism, even within the military. I still had to deal with situations. I'm just going to leave that alone. But I still had to deal with racism. That didn't save me from racism, dealing with racism. That didn't save me from dealing with some of the issues that I had to deal with from other groups on how they view our community, how they view our people. Let me take this person out here. Let me see here. All right. So, again, family, this is, some of the things that we have to continue to deal with. We have to continue to deal with. So, family, I'm going to encourage you guys, continue to do your research, continue to do your homework, continue to study the text, continue to get a better understanding, a grasp of what's going on in this world. You have to know what's going on in this world in order to understand the prophecies. All right? I'll say that again. In order to really understand the prophecies, you have to understand what's going on in world news. You have to understand the scriptures themselves. You have to understand your history. All right? So with that being said, family, I got to get ready to go. Got a meeting coming up in about 8 minutes to have to get ready for. But I just wanted to take a moment out, and I'm going to upload the video for you to see the news. You can see it yourself about how Ukraine is sending 5,500 people, soldiers, special forces to help support Ukraine. So with that being said, family, can't go back, can't stay here, keep moving forward. Shalom.